Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today, continuing with the theme of single shadow month for the month of April, we are midway through April and I figured I actually have never ranked my single shadow collection. So I pulled out 9 brands that I have in my collection and I'll give you guys what criteria I had in order to put them into this video. So we're gonna rank them today from my least favorite all the way up to my number 1. But before we get into it, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of pride Japan. That is something that interests you. Subscribe, join us, and now without further ado, let's get on with the ranking. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, first and foremost, this is very hard. Super hard. I've never done this before with my single shadows. So even though I have a least favorite in here, that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like it or won't recommend this brand. It's just that it's the least one out of other ones that I'm comparing it to. That also being said, if I didn't like a brand, it's already been long gone because I already have decluttered quite a bit of my single shadows. So what I have now is what I truly like. So this was super hard for me to do. The second thing I want to mention is the reason certain brands did not make it into this video is I decided to pull out single shadows that I have in Z palette forms only, and that I have more than one Z palette full of single shadows. If I like that brand that much to have more than one Z palette full of their single shadows, then obviously it's meant to be in this video. So you may see some brands that I do talk about, but are not necessarily in this video because I only own less than one Z palette's worth of their shadows, or only like 5 shadows or 10 shadows of them. So I haven't really dove into that brand to really get a feel of it and see how I really like that brand. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I think every single brand in here is an indie brand. Does that make sense? Indie brand. I'm pretty sure. I think one of them is questionable, but we'll get to that. So let's start out with number 9. Number 9, yes. Oh, and you guys, by the way, I know that some of you guys may not like this, but I have 9 brands. I don't have 10, I have 9. I hope that's okay with some of you guys. So we'll start off with number 9. And for number 9, I have them all in here. They are my Coastal Scents single hot pots. Now I do have another one where it's half of the size of this. So I technically have like 3 of these. This is an old MAC palette that I just added a magnetic sheet to it, and that's how I've been able to use these. But these are all of my hot pots. As you guys can see, I have hit pan on some of these, so I do like these. My only gripe with these and why this is number 9 is because there's a lot of hits and misses. It's not a consistent type of formula across the board, and you can get these for 99 cents each, so I don't feel like that's breaking the bank, where you can try out colors, try out different formulas, and see what you like, so then that way you can invest your money in a really good brand. These will pull through. I've used these time and time again for multiple different things, and they have pulled through, so I can't really complain about this brand. The pigmentation is there with most of them, and I think that the price is worth it if you are looking for something, but you don't really want to break the bank and try out a color. So this is definitely my number 1, and that was not number 9, and that was no hesitation on putting this on the bottom of the list. Now here's where it gets tricky, because the rest of these, oh, it is so hard. It's very hard because I do love all the rest. I absolutely love all the rest. The next one that I have for you, which is number 8, I would have to say is my Sugar Pill singles. Now don't pay mind to these, so these go for a different one, but I couldn't fit them in their own. So these are my Sugar Pill ones. I do have more. The reason why is because their variation in formula and color is not so broad. It's very niche like, so you're only getting mattes or shimmers. The majority of here are all mattes except for this one. They haven't really come out with many colors. They haven't really come out with many collections in this. So that's the main reason why I put this in the 8th slot, not so much because of the formula. I think the formula is amazing. You're getting a lot of product in each individual shadow, and that'll last your lifetime. You guys clearly saw that with this white one that I was trying to pan. So it's gorgeous. I love the colors that they've come out with. It's just I wish they had more of a collection, more of a variety to choose from, except for the ones that they have. These are the ones that they started out with, and these are still the ones that they currently have. So that's the reason why this is in the 8th spot. Number 7 goes to my Inglot eyeshadows. So the ones that were in here are my Inglot eyeshadows as well as here. So you guys can see this is my whole collection. These were one one of the very first, if not the very first individual shadows that I purchased. They've been here through the test of time. I recently have been using some of these and they still work amazing. These are the ones that got me into single shadows. This is the brand that I credit for that, and the brand that I credit for having a variety of color. I mean, like, this is nothing compared to what they have on their website. These are a little bit expensive. They're $8 a piece, but in all honesty, it's a lot of product. You are getting 3.2 grams of shadow. So it's basically the same size as your sugar pill ones. And you're getting a lot more variety and a lot more texture in these. So I really like these. You can get these online. You can make your own Freedom palette if you want. I bought them individually like this and then just placed them in a Z palette so I could pop them in and out. The only downside to them is that they're numbered. If you like names, you're not going to get names out of these shadows. You're going to get a bunch of numbers. But I got to tell you that the quality of these are amazing. I genuinely like these. You could see that I have my neutral side and then I have more of my colorful side, as well as these that are more colored in here. And they've all been amazing. I have yet to find one where I dislike the formula. So this one is my number 7, and it's been a while since I purchased one, and they are heavy. Like, this palette is super heavy, so they are made very, very well. This is like an oldie but goodie brand where nobody really talks about it anymore, but they still have those staple products are amazing. Number 6 goes to the OG Makeup Geek. Now, I have quite a few palettes of these Makeup Geek ones. It's ridiculous how many palettes I have. I basically have her old collection. These are gorgeous. These are really nice. The reason why this is in the bottomish section of these is because of the fact that, look at this, oh my gosh, just recently she just redid her whole entire brand, but it's the same shadows as I currently have here, so there's no point in me buying the new ones, even though that they're squared. The only ones that I have are squared are the vivid pigments that she came out with. I'm waiting to see what she does more with her collection, but it's just your standard shadows. These are really nice. I loved her foiled ones. I love her metallic ones. There's a foiled one in here. There's one up here. I think that those are amazing. I think that these are really good, and this is the brand that made MAC rethink their single prices and try to compete with them. So I do appreciate that she did that, where she made singles become more affordable, and the quality, the variation, everything about this brand I really do enjoy. I just want to see where she goes with this. I'm hoping that she expands to more textured eyeshadow. I'm not saying I need them to be pressed glitters, but something, give me something that'll entice me to come back and actually purchase from her. My number 5 goes to Luxie Beauty. Now, the reason why I pick this one as my number 5 has nothing to do with the formula. I think that their collections are really good, curated, and she does them enough where you can get them without having to grab the next release like Colorpop per se. I think that her collections are really nice. It's just a variation of a bunch of them that I have. I have quite a few palettes of hers, and I genuinely enjoyed it. Her eyeshadows have gone down to $2.50 each, which has been so far the cheapest one, if not maybe the cheapest ones that you will get out of my whole entire collection. I think they're great. I do. I'm not expecting too much. Her collections have been different. They go with the themes of the seasons, so you're getting what you want. She has a fall collection. She just came out with a spring collection. She has a Christmas collection. So you're getting a variety, and you're not getting just your standard browns and greens and blues. She does have those on her website, and I think that everything so far that I've tried is really, really good. So this was hard for me. This, starting from now up, it's been very, very hard for me to rank them. But the reason why this is number 5 is because once her collection goes, that's it. She doesn't keep things often. Her collections don't stick around too long where you can save up to get it. If you don't get it right away, you don't get it at all. So that's my only downside with this brand. But other than that, I think everything about this brand I really do enjoy. Number 3 goes to JD Glow. JD Glow Cosmetics has been around for a while. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, I believe that out of the whole thing about indie brands, how indie brands are, when you think about an indie brand and what you think they come out of, JD Glow was one of the first ones I tried. I mean, I tried them years ago when they only came out with their highlighters, and I purchased them on my own. I reviewed them on my channel. I'll link it up in the iCards if you're interested. And I've loved them ever since. I just veered off a little bit from them, but I've always been an indie brand lover, believe it or not. So this is some. I believe I have like 3 palettes full of their shadows. These are some of the Galaxy shadows. I have the metallic shadows. These are so beautiful. They're very intricate shadows. They're very dimensional on the eyes, but yet you could still wear them as an everyday shadow. Look at these. These don't look out of the norm when you look at them just standing here. You're like, okay, Alex, they look nice and shimmery, and you know, they're not too metallic in your face. But when you put them on the eye paired with different shadows, they really can shift and adapt to whatever shadows you use around them. And that's what I love about them. I think they're really beautiful. You're getting a lot of product. These are 2.7 grams, so they're less than the Inglot and the Sugar Pill, but you're still getting quite a bit of product. These are bigger pans, so if you're that type that likes to have everything specific, you may not like that, but I find that these are so pretty. They're very dimensional. They have a nice variety for different undertones, cool tones, warm tones, summer shades, winter shades, you name it, they have it. And they're pretty good at keeping things for a while. So if you're wanting something, I'm pretty sure you can still find it a little bit while later. Number 3 goes to Davina Cosmetics. Davina is one of those brands that I just love inside and out. Look at this color. Like, I love this palette. You get duochromes, you get curated color stories, you're getting different varieties of shifting shadows or just mattes, and her formula is like the Lorac eyeshadow. So if you don't like that softness, you may not like these. They are very saturated in color though, and pigmentation, so you're gonna get color payoff. What you see on here is what you're gonna get on the eyes, and I find them to be so beautiful. I've yet to find a Davina eyeshadow where I don't like it. It didn't really fit. It didn't meet my expectations. I think they're beautiful. And her as an owner is amazing. She's one that really takes care of her PR people as well as those that showcase her makeup and things. She really does put an effort out there to repost things, to really encourage those that are supporting her, and she shares that support as well. So because of that, she has a little place in my heart for that, because she has done that to me, and it's made me feel good about knowing that my money's going to somebody who appreciates it and really understands that. So I love this brand. I really, really do. I have quite a few palettes of these. I have quite a few collections from her. So I definitely would say this is my top 3. Number 2 goes to the infamous Colorpop. Now, the reason why I put Colorpop here is because I find that this is such a good quality of eyeshadow. For their singles, you could pick what you want. You could build your own palette. They have curated palettes. I mean, they have everything for every price point and every color under the sun, and they have sales like nobody's business where you can get these relatively cheap. Do I like that they're constantly releasing things? No, but for that reason, there's a lot of variety. So if you're looking for certain things, you're gonna find it in their brand. I think the quality of their eyeshadows are great. I've never found one where I didn't like it or it didn't suit me. They have all different types of textures and colors, and I do like them. I really, really do. So I would say this is number 2 because of that reason. And you can get these, you know, relatively inexpensive. You're getting a good variety and not breaking the bank, so that you can test things out and not feel bad if something didn't work out for you, if that makes any sense. And my number 1 single eyeshadow formula that I would say would have to go to Sydney Grace. I don't know. Sydney Grace has just won me over in at least the last year. I've already tried them out for a little over 2 years, and this past year, something about them just put them right at the number 1. Their variation in color, their color stories, the way that they are as a business owners, I just love everything about them. That's not belittling anybody else that I've spoken about, but I don't know, their formula is just surpasses almost all the ones that I've spoken about, in my opinion. I just love them. Not one person that I have purchased any of their shadows and gifted them to has told me they don't like the formula. Not one person that I have recommended this brand to has come back to me and said that they didn't like it, that what they bought was not what they expected. Every single person that has happened to has always come back to me and said, Alex, you're right. They are a great brand. I love them. The quality is amazing. They stand up to what you say. I just love this brand. They are such a great brand. They have the cream eyeshadows. They've expanded now to highlighters. They have liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, powders, blushes. So far, I've tried everything from their brand, and now one thing have I said, you know what? I really don't like this formula. Such a good brand. I absolutely love their collections. Up until this point, with the exception of the 2 new palettes they have come out with, I think I've owned every single collection that they have come out with. I just love this brand. I have quite a few of these Z palettes full of them. It's hard for me to not constantly reach for this brand, because every time I want to go for singles, the first brand that always pops in my head is Sydney Grace. I just want to grab for these and just pop them all over my eyeballs every single day. It's just such a good brand. If all of my eyeshadows, single eyeshadows, were to get lost, this is the only brand that I would start out with, to be honest with you, because I just find that it's worth the price. I know that I'm not wasting my money because I know that every formula that they have, they're not going to break on me. They're not going to shatter. They're not going to go bad as quickly. I just love this brand. I genuinely do. Number one pick by far. My number 9 and number 1 were the easiest ones to pick. Everything in between was super hard because I still love all these brands. And you guys seen that I've showcased them, shared them, swatched them. You've done tutorials with them. I mean, I've done everything with these brands. I just love single shadows because you can curate, buy what you want, mix and match, travel with them, and you don't feel like you're breaking the bank. So if you don't like a full palette with everything in it, I would recommend doing shadows. So there you guys have it. Those are my single shadow collections, at least the ones that have multiple palettes of. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will link all these down in the description box. More videos are right over here for your enjoyment, you guys. This was tough. This was super, super tough. So I'm gonna go cool down because now that I feel like I just, betrayed some of my children, I'm gonna go drink some of my sorrows away. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.